Yo, Jesus Christ, y'all. So I have approximately, I want to say 30 hours into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And honestly, ask me anything at this point. I can tell you everything. Now I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler free as possible. I just want to get some things out of the way, obviously. If you're interested in pre-ordering or buying Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and you haven't already and you want to help support the boy, links in the description section below. You can buy through Best Buy, physical or digital. It's down there. Go support the boy if you want to. But also, if you want to see me play the game right now, link in the description as well to the website. You have to pay to sign up for it, unfortunately, because obviously, you know, I can't do it on YouTube, obviously. So if you want to see it, by all means, but do not worry, because if you don't want to pay for it, obviously all of that footage that you see on the website right now will be chopped down into two singular videos where it's like all the playthrough in one go, one where it's my commentary and one where it's a more narrative approach to the game. And then don't worry about that when we get to like tutorials and stuff. Like you'll see the stuff when you get there. But if you want to see me play it right now, a whole entire week early, link in the description section below. You're not obligated to do so, but please do me a favor. Do not click that link. Do not click that link if you don't want to get spoiled, because at some point the game just starts throwing new stuff at you, and at some point the old stuff kind of just doesn't do it anymore for the game. Like this game is amazing. Let me start off with this. This game is really amazing. I remember back when Legends Arceus came out and I was very conflicted with Pokemon. I was going to quit the Pokemon channel and I wasn't gonna like doing this at all anymore. I was like, you know, I'm over this. Pokemon's trash now, whatever, right? And I was very excited for Scarlet and Violet, and I still am. But now that I actually have my hands on the game, I've played through the unpatched version. Now I'm playing through the patched version, maybe like, I guess 10 hours into the patched version, the day one patch, because that got leaked, obviously. And I gotta be honest with you, it's a really good game. But I only have one issue. And we'll talk about it obviously right now. I mean, the biggest issue that I have with Scarlet and Violet right now is the fact that literally the Nintendo Switch is terrible. You remember back when like Sun and Moon came out? No, you remember back when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out and the DS was like literally struggling to keep up, and even the new 3DS or the 3DS XL was like barely holding on. It's like that, where it's like this game pushes the Switch to its limit, the same way how like Sonic Frontiers does, the same way Shin Megami Tensei does. All the newer games that have come out for the Switch in the last year or two have been making the Switch itself lag, unfortunately. And it takes a couple of patches, obviously, but you know, it's one of those things where I think it's very, very apparent that the Switch is holding a lot of these games back. And it's unfortunate because Pokemon is a Nintendo exclusive title, obviously. And I just feel like the game could be so much better after a couple of more patches, maybe like a good year maybe after being out or so. But at that point, you'd already be like through the DLC and whatnot. I don't know, bro. But I thoroughly enjoy this game. I will say, if you're not a fan of like the Sun and Moon approach to the games, then you probably will be kind of turned off in the first like hour or two of this game, because it's nothing but talking. And unfortunately, I want to say the cutscenes themselves, very sluggish. Unfortunately, like, you know, we still haven't gotten past the Legends Arceus or the Pokemon Sword and Shield phase, where like the cutscenes are very rough. And obviously I was playing through like an earlier version, but obviously with the patch as well, it's still very prevalent that these games are very, very just not ready for the Switch. It just isn't. The Switch just isn't it, unfortunately. I'm sorry for anybody who like is in the comments gonna defend it. Ooh, it's just not it. I'm sorry, it's trash. We need a Switch Pro at this point. What I will say is that like after that second hour is done, you have access to the entire region, and the game itself is amazing. I have had so much fun with this game than I have. Do I want to say this? Do I want to say that? Is that a hot take to say? I think Legends Arceus was more focused, but now that we have a wider area to play with, I think that I'm having a lot of fun playing through this game. About the same. The problem is, I think this game is a lot shorter in regards of like, you know, what happens. And I don't want to say this, the story itself is very surface level, but it kind of is. Like it's not too serious, but there's a lot of characters in there that kind of make up for the fact that it isn't as serious as it can be or as it could be. But I don't know, maybe I'm not that far into the game to like, you know, find out. But 30 hours in and me just exploring the region, and I would say I'm only, let me see real quick, I'm only 4 gym badges in. I'm maybe like 4 side quests of each storyline in, and I'm not gonna hold you, it's just a very fun game. It's a really, really fun game. I love how some of the Pokemon are and how they interact with you. My only critique is it's really hard to grind. Now, obviously, as you get closer to release, and when Cerebi and like the Pokemon company starts putting out more information out in detail, we'll be able to find like little good grinding spots, and I'll be sure to like get that out there to y'all. But it's really hard. Like, this game is really, really hard to like just grind. Man, dude, oh my god. Like, recently, you know, I finally fought that Dawn fan that got shown off that I didn't do a video on, and I gotta say, that mug is hard. It's at that point where I realized the game was just increasing in difficulty. And dude, when I tell you, dude, oh my goodness, dude, this game is great. It's really, really fun. The newer Mons, I feel like this generation of Mons, the Pokedex is very hit or miss. Like, I feel like it's either you like some of them a lot or you hate damn near all of them, because unfortunately a lot of these Mons look really, really rough. I think honestly, I don't know if it's the Mons themselves or the fact that the 3D models look kind of weird because the game doesn't look that appealing in regards to like a texturist type kind of thing. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like the Mons that I like, and the Mons that I don't care for, I just don't care for. But then I realized, like, okay, cool, maybe there is somebody who might like all these designs. I don't know. But from what I've been seeing on Twitter and all the leaks and whatever, people have been very vocal about how mid these Pokemon designs are. And I'm not gonna hold you, I thoroughly enjoy some of them. I think a lot of the pre-evolutions and the evolutions of the Mons that we've seen so far are really good. I think the newer Mons are really good. I think the past and future forms for certain Mons are really, really good. I think that this is a really, really good Pokédex. I think this is one of the best Pokédex that we've had in a while. I think Sword and Shield are pretty much hit or miss Pokemon games in general, but I think the Pokédex is really, really good. I like the Pokédex personally, but I understand if people don't. I think the starter trio is really, really good, especially seeing like their late evolutions at this point in the game. It's really, really cool to like just see them. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's a really cool Pokemon game. I can say that this is probably one of those games where it's like, if it's not in your top 5, understand, but I low-key question like what you're in this for at this point. Because if you're somebody, you know, who is like one of those guys where it's like, oh, old Pokemon is elite, yada, 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 then I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you just are not a fan of the newer Pokemon games, which at that point it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and like, you know, judge you or whatever, but I think this game, I think where I stand at with it now, right? I think out of all the 3D Pokemon games, I think where I'm at right now, right? I'm gonna update you later, right? I think it's Legends Arceus, Scarlet and Violet, Let's Go, Sword and Shield, and then BDSP. I think that, and you can switch Let's Go and BDS and Sword and Shield if you want to. BDSP is staying at the bottom, but I think out of all the 3D new games that we've had since we switched over to the Switch, pun intended, I think this is definitely one of the better Pokemon games for sure. Is it worth the $60 after like a year and some patches? Sure, I think it is. I think that like this game at its base, if you're a Pokemon fan, by all means go ahead. If you're interested in an open world Pokemon game, by all means go ahead. But I think that the ideas that they introduced in this game honestly are really, really good. And all it takes is a couple of patches to get like some of the textures, some of the frame rate issues, some of the model issues out the way. And to be honest, I think that's really it. I think that this game is a really, really good game. I think it's, like I said, second best to Arceus. What I liked about Arceus was very focused. It was more Monster Hunter focused. It was Monster Hunter stories, like, if anything, right? This one is literally like a, this is literally a Breath of the Wild like attempt at Pokemon. Like, this is literally what this is. Like, I remember back when Sword and Shield came out and people were like, oh, you know, Sword and Shield is Breath of the Wild, but it's like, nah, like Sword and Shield is just a glorified Safari Zone with some routes. This is an actual Breath of the Wild game, and you could take this game on at any way you want. Like, there will be times where I'm pretty sure some of y'all will probably do nothing at all and just grind your levels up so you can just sweep through most of the content anyway. But then there'll be times where some of y'all will probably just not do anything at all and then, you know, go up the region slowly. Then there'll be times I'm pretty sure some of y'all will probably take on like a certain order of gym leaders and then grind around them as you go. There's so many different ways you can play this game, and I cannot wait to see what other people end up doing, what order the gyms go into. I can't wait to see what you all go into. And dude, I gotta say, this is a really good Pokemon game, dude. I thoroughly enjoy what this game is about. I thoroughly enjoy it. I think it's one of the best Pokemon games we've got in a while, along with Legends Arceus. And I'm happy to say that I will be making more Pokemon content after this. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you got me. And there's DLC coming too, apparently. I'm with it. I'm with it. But that's gonna be it for my little small 35-hour review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure y'all leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, obviously, for some more Pokemon content. And I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye.